The responsibilities of a dog. Look, it's one thing to cook, clean, wash your clothes, the normal objectives, staying healthy, not eating too much garbage. But the other need that we all have is companionship. And so, I've spoken so many times of the dog, Biscuit. He's a good boy. He really is. I mean, that dog's almost 10 years old. He still floats like a butterfly, and he stings like a fucking bee. No, I mean, he really does. The dog's amazing, and well, you know, my daughter trained the dog, and I sort of taught my daughter how to train dogs, and he and I get along really good.
Hey,
I want
are
to
you
talk about
dead?
something
You
for a
just
minute.
smell that
You
way.
know, when it comes to
Get
dogs,
up, you old dead
are
rug.
we
Hey.
are we
You
responsible
don't look like no
pet
puppy.
owners, or are
Come
we
on, let's go see.
fucking slave masters?
You want to go get a cookie?
And
No?
I've noticed, I
You
don't
want a
know, like
cookie?
fucking 99.9
We'll
percent
fuel boy up.
of the men I've spoken with, and
Oh, dude.
they've shared
Look,
experiences about their
you're a
dog
good
and all,
fella. Okay?
and
Yeah.
observed the animal with the other
Oh,
animals,
biscuit.
etc.
You
And
know you're a good fella, don't you?
the
Sure.
males hardly ever have that
What are
many
you
problems
doing?
with their dog unless they've
What are
allowed a
you
woman in their life.
doing, you goofy
And
boy?
especially a woman in and out of their life, that dog's going to be totally psychotic. But the men who just have dogs, like, the Biscuit, he's seen psychotic shit. Yeah, he's still here. Still a good dog. So, are you treating your dog like a companion, or are you treating your dog like a slave master? Well, I'll give you one illustration. Doing one thing 1 minute and doing exactly the opposite another, and expecting the dog to understand what the fuck you're talking about. This is a typical female animal tactic. I mean, they do this shit with parrots. Yeah. Why do you think that parrot learned to say fuck you? So that's a trait. So when you look at the dog that I have, it's no tribute to me. He's a good-natured dog, but I'm not his slave master. Unless there are killer bees out in the front yard, then I'm gonna usher his ass in. But sometimes you have to do that, and I don't know, man. Biscuit's pretty smart. Most dogs would be if they didn't get like 15 different messages. We'd be really smart if we didn't get 15 different messages. Hey, to hell with the dog. Think about that. Hmm. Well, how many teachers have you had? Hmm. Yeah, me too. But how many of them were female? Exactly. And that's what I think. Right at 4:20, I arrive at the problem solution, but the answer I don't have. Problem, what's wrong with men? Hmm. What's wrong with men? Well, what's being done to us is actually a lot worse than what women would care to do to dogs. They'd never admit it. Oh no. I have seen some cruelty. I remember I dated a whole bunch of women when I was from 48 to 56. So that's a lot of years. A lot of women and to a woman. They don't care about the dog, they care about the appearance of the dog. It doesn't have a fucking thing to do with, their feel. Remember, we're talking about women. They have no empathy. They genuinely have. If it's a real woman, they have no empathy. They could drop something today and be on a fucking jet and forget everything. Kids, dog, they could be on a fucking private jet on their way to Dubai. You think they're gonna give you a fucking thought? Well, I guess it's pretty easy to say. We shouldn't be trained. We should be let free until we realize that, until we genuinely embrace the fact that we can't be contained. We're still going to be contained. So, my thoughts this afternoon on dog training. The responsibilities of a dog. Look, it's one thing to cook, clean, wash your clothes, the normal
Hey,
objectives,
are you dead? You
staying
just smell that
healthy,
way.
not eating too much garbage.
Get up, you old dead
But the
rug.
other
Hey.
need that we all have is companionship.
You don't look
And
like no
so,
puppy.
I've spoken
Come
so
on, let's
many
go
times
see.
of the dog,
You want
Biscuit.
to go get a
He's a
cookie?
good boy. He really
No?
is. I mean, that dog's almost
You
10
want a
years old.
cookie?
He still floats
Come
like
wake the old boy up.
a
Oh,
butterfly, and
dude.
he stings like a fucking bee.
Look,
No, I mean, he
you're a good
really
fella,
does. The
okay?
dog's amazing,
Yeah.
and that's,
Oh,
well,
Biscuit.
my daughter
You know
trained the
you're a good
dog, and I
fella, don't you?
sort of taught my daughter how to
Sure.
train dogs, and he and I get
What are you
along really good.
doing?
I want to talk about something
What
for a
are
minute.
you doing? You goofy
When it
boy.